Okay, I found this pumpkin-shaped cheese board on Pinterest. I loved it so much that I had our food stylist on the site start making it. And then I thought it'd be cute to make it for you here on the show. Only problem is, I didn't have her recipe or her steps. As per usual, press record and see what happens. Second problem, I also don't have a kitchen. So now I'm trying to figure out how to make the pumpkin cheese board in my backyard. Oh gosh, a fly's on the cheese straw. I'm not a food stylist. I'm just a girl with a cutting board and a dream. I figure if I can do it here, you can definitely try this at home. Let's cut the cheese. No, seriously, let's see if we can figure this out. I asked if y'all would send me some good news, but not just in the comment section. In this world that is so digital, we thought it'd be really fun if you would consider sending us a postcard. And this morning, for the very first time, I went to our mailbox to see if anyone had sent anything. Because honestly, when I put this update in the broadcast channel, people freaked out. I never knew people would be so happy to send postcards. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, like, I love a postcard. I can't wait to send you one. So I was like, there's gonna be thousands of notes, Jack. I went this morning, there was one. And it's not a postcard, it's a box. So I'm really hopeful that this is from one of y'all. It could be something I ordered at Etsy. But I thought it would be so fun if we opened it together. And hopefully it is good news from someone named Mandy in North Bend, Oregon. Oh, wow, okay, don't know. I thought it would be fun, since it's almost Halloween, which is my favorite holiday ever, to make a Halloween cheese board. Now, when I say Halloween, I mean there's a pumpkin involved, which means this is also gonna work all the way up to Thanksgiving. It's like very little effort with a huge amount of return, allegedly. I have never actually made one of these before, and I figure that you and I can figure out how to do this together simultaneously. We are doing this as a recipe on the site, and we have a really fabulous food stylist who's gonna make it look super pretty. So if I totally screw it up right now, Yasmin's gonna make it look amazing, and you guys can check that out instead. I saw all of these cheese boards on Pinterest that looked like a pumpkin made of cheese. I said, I can make a pumpkin made of cheese, and that's perfect right now because I don't have a working kitchen. This is where the magic happens. I went to the grocery store this morning and I did my very best to find cheese that was pumpkin colored. Now this one is a Gouda. Gouda is Gouda. Get it? No? That didn't work. But the one that was really orange and pumpkin-y and had a face on it, I don't know why, is something called aged memole. I have no idea how this tastes, but it was the right color. And that is the theme for the entire board today. It looked pretty. In all of the cheese boards I saw, they all had like a pumpkin stem. When I went to the grocery store, I did in fact search through the pumpkin bins because I had this idea that maybe a stem would have fallen off and no one would mind if I just took it. There were none. So then I tried to figure out how could I craft a pumpkin stem for this board for you to make my theme work. And I found these cheese straws. So my idea is we're gonna paint the cheese straw. That broke it.
I was waiting for that.
Everything is one big experiment, y'all, and that is okay. If you go into the kitchen with some childlike wonder, you're never gonna get frustrated with yourself because you're just playing. We're going one. Oh, nope. We're just going full Shrek, okay? Do I have pastry brushes? No. Do I have my kids' paint brushes even? Negative. Do I have Q-tips? Yeah. What if it totally works? Do you ever think that about your life? You're always so worried that it's gonna go totally wrong, but what if it just works out, guys? Also, just a reminder, this cutting board, I made it. Okay, it's not that bad, to be honest. It could be a lot worse. Another great affirmation for your life. There's like those memes that are like, at first, they call you crazy. Then, they wonder how you did it. Bro, are you close up on this, buddy? Bro, tell me those don't look like a pumpkin stem.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you for supporting my vision. Okay, we've got some pumpkin stems drying off to the side. Wow, oh my goodness. It says As a thanks for all you do, here is a small treat just for you. I sent a postcard as well, but I especially wanted to share these items that were made right here on our small coastal town in Oregon. I hope this brings you some positive joy to your day. Mandy. So funny story, Mandy. My big sister lives in Brookings, Oregon, which is also a coastal town in Oregon, not very far from where you are. So I have been to your area many times, but I have never had cranberry fruit tarts, chewy sour fruit candy for grown-ups, awesome, handmade on the Oregon coast, and pineapple upside down cake candy. How cute! It's from a place called Cranberry Sweets in Coos Bay, Oregon. Let's try them. Look, I was hoping I'd get to do a review today, and now I can review fruit tarts, chewy sour candy for grown-ups. Jack, are you a cranberry sauce kind of guy at Thanksgiving? Yeah. Now, are you a in the can, or are you like a homemade? Or you don't care? Okay, some people are really hardcore. I like the can. It's like a fruit lather. You wanna try one? That's actually delicious. Cranberry is such a funny quote unquote fruit because it's inedible unless you add sugar. Is it a fruit? Thanks, Amanda. That was nice. This was not a postcard, but this was a delightful treat. And I hope that it encourages you to pretty please with sugar on top, send a little good news our way. So you can send it to the address. We'll put it down below in the description. And if you also want to send us delicious treats from your town, that feels super fun too. So shout out to Cranberry Sweets and More in Coos Bay, Oregon. Now we're going to start to assemble our platter. Have you ever tried this kind of cheese?
No. What is it?
Aged mimolette? Mimolette?
Mimolette? Yeah.
Oh yeah, do your French accent again. Oh, it doesn't smell bad. I spend a lot of money on cheese. I'm not gonna lie. Anytime I've ever tried to make a cheese or charcuterie board in my entire life, I've spent way too much money. You remember that New Year's? Where we made cheese boards to feed an army.
And there were like 7 of us.
It was out of control, but they were beautiful. I think that is a key to a good charcuterie board, a good platter, is the feeling of opulence, of kind of spilling over. So back in the day, when it was an event planner. Event planning is an event planner. It says a wedding planner.
Did you know that she was an event planner at some point?
Shut up. A caterer taught me that. That when they would do these beautiful buffets and you would see like just sort of this like cornucopia, things kind of like falling out the side. At the base of those baskets or at the base of the bowls, they would put a towel or they would put filler, they would put something underneath it so it brought the food to the top of the platter, which just made it feel so much more exciting. And I think it's the same vibe for a cheese board. Can you see the pumpkin taking form? The Gouda was a Gouda price.
No, you can't have 2 Gouda jokes.
Or can you?
Yeah.
Can you see how many times you can make a Gouda joke?
I don't know. I feel like Jack's gonna edit that.
Everybody's store is not gonna have whatever this fancy cheese is, or even maybe Gouda. Just aim for orange cheese. People will get what you were trying to do, except your sister-in-law, because she's kind of rude and she judges you. She won't get it, but you know what? We're not worried about Becky, are we? And like you're probably thinking, as soon as the guests come and they start eating the cheese, the pumpkin will no longer be. You and I both know the phone eats first. Remember that you feast with your eyes first. You are not making this board so that it's beautiful throughout. You're making this board so that when you present it to people, they pee their pants. They see your cheese pumpkin and like, oh, she must be a good mom. We are gonna fill in around this bad boy. Grapes are one of my favorites, right, to add to a cheese board. I think most people love a cheese and grape moment. If you're gonna do it, you wanna get different colors. When you are building out a charcuterie board, it is not about how you would maybe buy produce in your everyday life. It is like, what is gonna make this look as pretty as possible? And as pretty as possible is, in my opinion, as many colors and textures as you can find a way to incorporate. We want to bring things right to the edges because remember, we want things to look opulent. Not a professional, obviously, but how I approach building something like this is just to try and create some symmetry, like put something over here, put something over there, tuck something here, tuck something there. You just put enough things on the board and suddenly it looks pretty. If you were serving this in your house at your party. Set it up in the place that you want it to live once guests arrive, because something like these pretzels, you don't want them falling off the side. If you're taking it to a friend's house, prepare all the things that will stay in place, and then on site, add the things that might fall off the side. When I was looking for things to buy, I was trying to find options that had different colors and different textures. Oh, so pretty! Oh my word. I love a fig. I got some hazelnut truffles, because that sounded fun. Do you think that you could go cut some rosemary for me? Pretty please?
Me?
Yeah. Like 3 or 4 sprigs?
How many sprigs?
3 or 4? Shut up. I think after you've seen it all come together, just like go back in. If you've got more crackers, whatever you've got more, add more on top of what you put down. Stop. It's so cute. This makes it look seasonal too. You know what I mean? Like if you're getting closer to Thanksgiving, or if you do a charcuterie board at Christmas, obviously you're not going to do a pumpkin, but just adding a little rosemary, I feel like takes it to a really pretty seasonal place. Do I have a secret skill at making charcuterie boards? You guys, this totally worked.
Crushed it.
It really worked. I really want to cut this shorter. I just went fast. You guys, it's so cute. If you just want to be a little bit turned on, I made it on a Lazy Susan. The special effects. Jack is literally peeing his pants. It's so pretty. It's pretty, right?
It's pretty.
If we were meeting your friends for the first time and I brought this, you'd be proud to have me by your side, right?
So proud.
Okay. This looks terrible, but we'll have really pretty pictures on the website and we'll go step by step. Or you
give
can
it a spin?
Huh?
Give it a spin. Yeah. Nice.
Bro, this is...
That's pretty.
Thanks, baby. This is aged mimolette. Mimolette? Mimolette. Mimolette? Mimolette. Mimolette? Mimoletta. Tastes like cheddar. I went to Parents Weekend to visit Jackson, who's my oldest son. He goes to Northwestern. And I went to not just my first college football game, but honestly my first college experience. A couple things happened. Number one, there was an a cappella show, Jack. Did I think that I was about to see the Bellas versus Das Sound Machine? Yes. Did that inevitably put too much pressure on these poor children who were about to perform in front of me? Also, yes. Maybe a cappella groups don't actually do full dance routines, but I thought that's what was coming. I went to a football game, which was so fun. Again, I sort of had in my head what a college football game was supposed to be. I thought there was gonna be a lot more cheering. I thought there was gonna be a lot more yelling. I thought there was gonna be a lot more like, go, fight, win, like we all do choreographed. I guess I was just looking for a lot of choreography that wasn't there. I landed in Chicago and Jackson was like, can we host a tailgate party? And I was like, obviously yes, / also I don't know what the rules are. Where do we park? And I wanted to do a good job. And we did it, Jack. 2 things I didn't do. Number 1, my tailgate had no alcohol. I don't know if it's a tailgate if it has no alcohol. Half the people at the tailgate party were adults. They were the parents because it was Parents Weekend. And obviously I'd love to have like a beautiful Sancerre or some champagne and like a whole thing to offer these people. But I didn't know if I would get in trouble. I don't know what the rules are on a college campus. I don't know if you're allowed to have that, and I didn't want to get in trouble. Can you imagine? No. So I had, root beer and Sprite and Diet Coke and a teeny tiny little sparkling ciders. That was really cute. We set it up on the lawn because, again, we didn't have a parking spot. It was adorable. We had a huge turnout. It was like 20 people, Jack, at my tailgate, my first ever tailgate. My no tailgate sold out of fare. Can we have a therapy session, you guys? If you're watching this in real time, it means we are days away from Halloween, my most favorite holiday ever. And for Halloween every year, I do the most ridiculous fall porch decor. We decorate the whole front of our house. It is such a thing. Every morning we listen to Halloween music. This is usually decked from starboard to whatever the other side of the boat is. But it's already so cluttered in here and I feel so overstimulated, probably because there's always 50 people in my house at all times. So I was saying to Kez that I was sad because we didn't have any decor, and I came home from work that day and he turned our front yard into a cemetery, which is perfect because we have no grass, so it's just dirt. So we went and got like skeletons and headstones and cobwebs and whatever. It was so cute, it was so sweet. Bless his heart. We don't have steps. Get that on your way out, Jack. You know what's going out tomorrow? The backyard cement. This backyard has got to be one of the most depressing things about this house to us. We get a bid to remove this cement, and it's, have that or get yourself a Miata. Kez says, I'm gonna get a jackhammer. I'm gonna jackhammer it myself. I don't want to say this to him. He's 48 and he's a strapping lad. He's strong like a bull. You're not 23. And at this age, you feel those things more. I do a wrong move at the gym. I can't walk for 3 days. Bad idea. Look, I can get this jackhammer. It's $200, he says. $200. It's $600 to rent one, but he found one to buy for $200, which probably should have been a signal to us all. I'm in Chicago with the bigs. I say, you know what? Godspeed, brother. See what you can do. He is pumped to be a jackhammer guy, right? I get a text. This much cement has been moved. He says, I've been jackhammering for 20 minutes. This is all I've been able to accomplish. I'm gonna go ahead and let the contractor know to bring the guys. He tried, and that's what matters, that we try. But the guys, who probably are all in their early 20s, they're gonna be here tomorrow. They're gonna get that out. We're living in this chaos, and I was talking to my 17-year-old about how it feels and how it is and how it sucks. I was like, well, you know what the kitchen's gonna look like when it's done, right? And he's like, no. And I showed him the rendering and he was like, oh my, this is so nice. And I was like, yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's just this first. So maybe we show the guys what it's gonna look like, and then you'll be like, yeah, she's crazy, they're nuts, but oh, it's gonna be so pretty. It feels like a great moment for me to just slide over my personal development soapbox and remind you that that's how everything in life is. The middle is always messy. The middle is always hard. The middle is always unattractive or monotonous. It's never the fun part. It's never the exciting moment at the beginning where you commit to doing something new. It's never the relief and the pride when you cross the finish line. It is the messy middle. And the thing is, most people quit here. Most people start the journey and give up in the middle because nobody is cheering for you in the middle. And it doesn't look good in the middle. And you kind of forgot why you started when you're in the middle. But if you just keep going, guys, if you just keep walking in faith, if you just take another step, if you just keep moving forward, eventually you are going to get to your finish line. And if this finds you today in a place where you are in the middle, but you sat down, you felt so overwhelmed by how messy it is that you stopped moving forward. You didn't move backwards, but you also just kind of sat down and now you're stuck. I hope this will serve as your reminder to get back up, to take another step, to try again, to see what you can do, to make a pumpkin cheese board, to invite some friends over, to open a bottle of wine or have a coffee date. Just do something, get some energy going. Yes, it is messy, but every single part of it doesn't have to be messy. Some bits and pieces, some little moments, like a front yard cemetery, those little bits and pieces make you feel like, okay, I'm gonna get there, one step at a time, but you gotta keep going. All right, guys, this was our second episode. We're still learning and growing and figuring it out as we go. Will you comment below and let us know what you thought? If you have ideas for segments we could do here on the show. I promise the sound's gonna get better. I promise eventually we will get a kitchen, but in the meantime, we are just showing up for our life and doing the very best we can with what we've got. We will be back next week with another episode. Until then, as always, I love you and I'm rooting for you.